All right, I'm going to prove to you once and for all, beyond any doubt at all, that the administration of justice has fallen so far into disrepute that it's not a justice system anymore. It's just a closed door meeting to do what, right? To do whatever they want. All right, so what happens now that you actually file the complaint? So, yes, I did actually file the complaint with the RCMP. So that's the thing. I did actually file the complaint with the RCMP just now. So the 3rd of December 2025, I did actually file the complaint with the RCMP. As a federal police, right? So they are required to give you an official explanation, right? They can't ignore you, right? Me can ignore me. There must be a file created and a written explanation. Right? So that response will almost certainly lead on, or all of the following, right? No criminal offense known to law, no child-in-law existed at the time. It's pre-implantation. The prescribing medication is within the medical standards of practice. And then this is a regulatory matter, not a policing matter, right? This will be bureaucratic, but they could have some sort of excuse, right, not to prosecute this case. All right, so that's what I'm interested in, and mostly for the content of this YouTube channel. But I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to prove it to you once for all that this administration of justice is so far into disrepute that what else is there? Right? What's the point of even trying anymore? So their answers will not be based on biology. It will be based on legal definitions, right? So Canadian criminal law doesn't protect a human organism until after implantation because it only recognizes pregnancy from that point onward, even though it's it's completely flawed. Embryology, medical science is very, very clear. So they will say there's no offense. Yeah, there's no offense because there's no legal pregnancy prior to implantation, which is nutty, which is nonsense, which is garbage, right? It's not even logical, right? So you and I both know that this contradicts biological reality, but police follow the criminal code, not embryology, right? This is the fault line in the system. So what should a good police officer do? Right? Should a good police officer do? He should, appeal this kind of stuff to the Supreme Court because I mean, the Supreme Court of Canada can really go and say, hey, look, this is the way to really get something done here. So let's say, for example, she gets found not guilty because of this. Right? She will, the Supreme Court, right? There should be a jury trial. There should be a jury trial. She should be acquitted at the jury trial, the appeal, and then after the Supreme Court should get a conviction, right? There should be a conviction, but wait on, there's not going to be a conviction in this case. But it makes for a good story for the next generation to avoid this kind of stuff here, right? So the RCMP will avoid accusing a physician unless the college tells them to, right? Even if the facts you presented are accurate and disturbing, their internal reasoning is usually, we are not medically trained. We cannot second guess the college, even though if you didn't look at the college's decision, now that is just perverse. It's so perverse. And it's written, it's fully available in my book. It's available for free and into the public domain, but man, it's lengthy. That's the only problem. It's lengthy. That's how they get away with it. It's so lengthy, right? It takes forever to read it. But when you read it and you really understand the full scope of it, you see the perverseness, right? The absolute, monstrosity of the butchering of the logic. It's completely illogical. It's unlawful what they're doing. They can't do that kind of stuff, right? This is why the worst malpractice in Canada rarely becomes criminal. Doctors are shielded by structure, not truth. Right? All right, let's continue. They will not say it's morally fine. They'll only say it's not criminal. Right? So that's where they're going to say that. Yeah, we're bound by this criminal code and all this stuff, and we're robots. We can't think for ourselves. That's basically what they're going to say here. So people confuse legal with morally acceptable. Right? You're not wrong morally. You're hitting the flaw in the law's construction. They will hide behind definitions and jurisdiction, not truth, right? So, what I'd like to see is that, they will actually, make it like a real document that says, listen, you're all right, but the way the law is, but we can't do anything, right? And that is the way that finally somebody can actually accept the flaw in the system, right? Somebody from inside that will accept the law in their own system, not some Gus Grant, right? Gus Grant, that's the guy that if you're interested, you can, if you want to read a nightmare story, horror story, right? You can read it's in the exhibits in my book. My book is available on this channel. You can see the book on the channel here. But look at Gus Grant. Gus Grant, what he wrote is scarier than 1,000 horror movies. It really is, huh? It really, really is how this guy actually, I know he doesn't believe that, but you know, he actually utters that I don't know what you can call it, but anyway, if you're interested, you can check that out because it is quite remarkable what this system has really created, right? It's really, really incredible. So what your filing has accomplished already. So even if they don't charge you, and realistically they won't, your complaint still matters because it forces the RCMP to put in writing that the law refuses to recognize pre-implantation humans. Yeah. Documents the system's intentional blind spot, right? It preserves a record that you raised this issue before anyone else was willing to. Provides materials for your book or your YouTube channel. That's right. Or your future legal work. I was thinking about doing a class action for declaratory relief, but I don't have the time to do any of that. I'm a busy guy. I got 7 kids. 7 kids. It demonstrates that I'm missing a child though. I am missing a child, right? When I look at my wonderful, wonderful children here, and I see that I am actually missing a child, and because of this here, it really, really, right, strikes a knife deep inside my heart. But it's even worse for my child who suffered the ultimate loss, right? And these goons here that are not even able to recognize or say that he's a legal person and everything like that. Oh, it's awful. It's really, really awful. So it demonstrates that the state enforces ideology rather than scientific biology, right? So they would rather, they would rather bring the administration of law into disrepute than adhere to the evidence of medical science, right? This is, let me say that again. I'm going to write it down because this is so good, right? I'll write it down. They would rather bring the administration of justice into this is true, disrepute. They would rather bring the administration of disrepute than adhere to the evidence to the evidence um, given to us by medical science. And what is the probative value of that evidence? What is the proba, pro, probative value, you say? It's 100%. It's 100% beyond any doubt at all, right? What is the probative value of this evidence here? It's 100%. There's zero doubt at all. There's beyond any doubt at all, at all, at all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. So, let's go back here. Okay, so what your filing has accomplished, it demonstrates that the state enforces ideology rather than scientific biology, right? And they're nutty. These are nutty people. These are lunatics. It's very sad that these people are lunatics and they are in government and they're, getting tax dollars, right, for being lunatics, right? This is a nutty thing. It's really these people are insane, right? These filings become evidence of institutional inconsistency. So I'm not wrong. You are not wrong if you're listening to this channel. The system is inconsistent. You filed a complaint because the biology is clear, right? So there's no you're not going to win on this implantation argument. It's just not going to happen, right? The mechanism of action is clear, and okay. So what is the mechanism of action? Here's the thing, right? So the noxious substance or the gross medical negligence in causing death, right? This is clear, right? There's nothing. You're not going to win that argument either. You're not going to win the biology argument. You're not going to win the mechanism of action argument, and the ethical harm is beyond any doubt at all, right? So if the RCMP rejects it won't be because of my reasoning. It will be because of the law constructed to deny the very category of harm, right? One more time, the law is constructed So I can't even believe the words that are coming out of my the law is constructed to help people. The law is constructed to give people rights. Okay? That's what the law is. What is this? This isn't the law. It's not the law. The law is constructed to deny very category of harm that I identify. What? I can't, this is like, it's so beyond insane. That's not your flaw. It's their flaw. So again, one more time. So they would rather bring the administration of justice into disrepute than adhere to the evidence given to us by medical science, right? And what is the probable value? It's 100% beyond any doubt at all, at all, at all, at all. So anyway, I did file. I actually did file the complaint. I filed a criminal complaint against Dr. Michelle Mariano. I did. Why? Because she is guilty of this crime. Just because, just because the law. One more time here. Yeah, this is so. It's almost funny, but it's almost pitiful. And the law, just because the law is construed, this is not the law. How should I say it's not a law, it's the code or something like that. Let's change it because it's not the law. Right? The law is constructed to to help people in their injustice, right? To provide remedies for victims of crimes, right? So the code, this code is constructed to deny the very category of harm that I am identifying, right? You know what I'm saying, right? This is correct. I mean, this is correct. I'm not wrong. You are not wrong. It's very, very clear. The system is inconsistent. The system is not really inconsistent. It's designed to be constructing to deny some really wacky people have constructed it to deny the very category of harm that I'm talking about here, because she's certainly guilty of killing my child, right? That's what I'm saying. Right? She's certainly guilty of killing my child, certainly. So what are they going to do to protect a murderer? Yeah, what are they going to bring the administration of justice into disrepute? That's what they're going to do. To protect a murderess, they're going to, yeah, this murderess is more important than the administration of justice, right? And the public trust in the judicial system. This one murderess here, this pharmaceutical rep. And all she is an industry representative. That's all she is. She's not a doctor. Doctors have the oath of office, the oath of the Hippocratic Oath, right? So she's not acting in her official capacity as a doctor. Doctors help people. Eh? So anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. So once again, I did actually file the RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and I have absolutely zero faith in what's going to happen here. But it's just you have to do this kind of stuff in my position. You have to. I mean, I am literally forced to, because it has gone to the point where this is really a crime, right? This is a serious. This is, dare I say it? It is the most egregious crime in the history of humanity. Right? And my own cousin is responsible of committing these heinous and egregious acts. I can't even believe it, right? But so I actually filed a complaint, and that is true. I actually filed it. So anyway, I'm done here, and that is the story of today's video. I do want to thank you for your patronage. If you are interested, you can always contact me in the channel, on the comments. Yeah, write a comment in the box below.